Good evening, everybody, from our very last night here at Halloween Horror Nights. I am currently using my phone as a light because we are getting here late. It is 9 p.m. right now, but we are here to experience our very last time coming to HHN32. Very excited for tonight. We're gonna try and do all 10 houses. I think we'll be able to, thanks to Express. We're gonna go ahead and do the show. We haven't seen the show yet. Maybe see if we can go see the Death Eaters. There's kind of a lot we still want to do tonight. Some of it we haven't done yet this year. That is the show and Death Eaters. And maybe we'll try like our favorite foods that we already had or something. It's just gonna be a little hodgepodge of everything, but it's just gonna be kind of a good night and goodbye to Halloween Horror Nights. This has been an amazing, amazing year. I'm very sad that it is gone. I feel like this month has flown by. You guys have been hanging out with us from the updates to opening night to everything that we have done here. There's a lot of things I might have done differently, but maybe for next year we'll be able to implement that. But either way, let's head inside for our final night of Halloween Horror Nights 2023. When we came in today, there was no Halloween music out in City Walk. We're already seeing some Christmas decorations. We will have Christmas updates for you guys, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you want to see that as we come into the November and December season. There are a lot of Christmas things going on. Either way, we're heading in. Some unique music once again. It's gonna be a fun-filled night. It's a little chilly. Might need to put my windbreaker on though. I guess I should point out that it is 71 degrees it says right now, but there is a breeze. It feels cold tonight. I have long pants on, but I do have one of my HHN shirts on, but I think I'm gonna have to put on my annual pass holder long sleeve because it's a little cold. I can feel it. My nose is getting a little chilly. My fingers are a little cold. Also, just to point out, it is November 3rd. So there is one more night, which is November 4th, technically, but tonight is November 3rd. We have family coming in. We will not be able to do this tomorrow night, so we are here for our final night Friday, November 3rd, once again, doing it all. Look at how crazy this is. First house, right up front, Blood Moon. Posted 20-minute wait at 9 p.m. This is, oh, okay, there it goes. 35, I was like, that is crazy to be that low at 9 p.m. So 35 is still actually relatively low though. I will also try and point out if I notice anything for like the scare actors. Coming in, I already noticed, I feel like they weren't super aggressive in that opening scare zone. They kind of haven't been normally anyway, but I'll kind of like let you guys know what we see inside the house if I feel like the intensity is either less or more now that we're kind of closing out the season right now. But we are starting off with Blood Moon, Dark Offerings, and again, I'll give you the time and just kind of let you know how long it takes us to do everything. I'm not going to do a full like timer rundown, but kind of I guess like start to finish of this video. And I just looked, it is 9:15, so we'll see how late we end up staying tonight. We're gonna try and get everything done just to kind of like let you know what it kind of looks like here. So 9:15, start time. I'm also not totally done with HHN content, so this will be our last video inside of the park, but I do have, I think, 2 more videos coming out. One which will be like things I would have done differently this year, kind of along that path. And then we'll do like a final house ranking for you guys at the end as well. So that'll be coming up here soon, but this will be obviously our last time here inside of the park for HHN. Also, I just want to point out, we will probably talk a little bit about the houses and things that we see. So spoilers will be in this video, but obviously by the time this video comes out, HHN's gonna be over. So it would have already been released at this point. So there will be spoilers tonight, but is it a spoiler if it's already done kind of thing, right? Well, start to finish, basically getting in line and getting out took us about 10-ish minutes or so. And you let out right here by the bathroom. So Nicole and I actually just went. She jumped probably 6 or 7 times. Oh, there she is. It was so many times. It got her real good. But we are now done with our first house and we're just gonna keep on moving, I guess, at this point. It's getting a lot busier than I thought it was, but I was a little jumpy too. I just think that we came into the park and immediately went into a house. A lot of times we come in and kind of almost get like adapted to the surroundings and then we're not as jumpy, but that one I feel like we were just on edge. So a great house and intense. They felt like they were definitely like going. They were at 100. It was full, really good run. So I'm hoping that's a good start point for the night. We are going to save Exorcist for last because it sometimes makes Nicole sick. So we're going to do this as our 10th house tonight just to not have any issues with Nicole. And yeah, so just so you guys know. Also, can we get a thumbs up on the video for like last night? Just good vibes and just like what a season HHN32 has been. Either way, let's continue on. I guess we'll head over to Stranger Things because that's right next door. We just filled up our water. This was actually really nice. This was like the least busy I've seen it all season, actually, for the drink stand. So as I'm pointing out how busy the crowds are, I feel like the drink stand was actually relatively easy to get in. Okay, so it looks crowded in the streets, but 45 minutes for Stranger Things, 25 for Dueling Dragons, 35 for Yeti. Holy cow! These look really short. So you might be able to save a lot of money, I guess, if you come at the end of the season, if you're into November, because this is a November date, so people might be like done with it, you know what I mean? To be fair, a lot of people just came kind of flooding in, so maybe that'll end up jumping up. But either way, 45 minutes for Stranger Things at 9:30. Here we go. Here's some Yetis coming in. Man, they're getting a full cast change here. Everyone is swapping it out. Here we go. I feel like last night, God, there's a lot of scare actors in there. I guess I didn't realize how many there were, but they have been knocking it out. This house has been so good. Yeti is, that one hits. Another house where they were on it today, the last Vecna that we encountered was like, he got in my face so much, I had to like stop and back up. I loved it. It was intense. They feel like they are on. So two really good houses. Yeti just got a fresh cast, so we're actually gonna do that one before we do Dueling Dragons. Yeti seems to be decently short. It was 45 minutes posted, but Express looks to be pretty empty right now. As we wait in line for Yeti, I'll go ahead right now and put on the screen a visual of what it looks like right now for wait times here. Incredibly low. This is a Friday again, and it is a November date, so that's kind of why I'm assuming, but the wait times look very low, unless the app's not updated, but it looks pretty accurate. Another phenomenal run on Yeti, and weirdly enough, Yeti might be like the most consistent house this year. I mean, all of them I feel like we've had a good and bad run in, but I feel like Yeti tends to just like hit a lot. Nicole always gets got by kind of like the same people in there. I don't know if they just like recognize you at this point or what, but double whammy, hand right in front of the face. As she's walking by, he reached back over to get her again. So intense, so good. Everything was just like hitting. They're aggressive, they're having fun in there. Yeti's such a good house, and like, I don't know, it's been high, I feel like, from the start, and I feel like it has stayed up there. I feel like a lot of houses have kind of shifted throughout the season. That house has been pretty good at staying towards the top. I am excited to come up with my top 10 house. Just like after doing these houses tonight, and the intensity definitely feels there. So love to see that. Even though it's November, houses are still going crazy. Finalize up here with Dueling Dragons. Again, posted 20. We are still using Express, but just so you guys can see, short lines. One thing I will point out though, for Express tonight, it feels like it's going a little slower. Not that we're waiting very long. The lines aren't very long in general anyway. But I'm noticing that like they're not letting as many people in through Express, maybe just because the lines aren't very long and it's not getting backed up. But I almost feel like we're waiting a little bit longer tonight than we have on like these super busy nights, which is kind of crazy. So overall, I would say that is something to kind of keep in mind. I don't know if you would really need Express for tonight with how low these lines are. But overall, that is something I am seeing right now. It's like we're waiting in the Express for longer than normal. Not that long, again, but longer than we have been. And I guess to be fair, I feel like we always only wait, I feel, 5 to 10 minutes, even on like 90-minute posted waits. So, now I guess is the time that it catches up with us. And again, we're not waiting long. I would say we waited roughly 10-ish minutes per house. But, sometimes I feel like we were waiting, it felt like 3 or 4 minutes sometimes for these Expresses, even when the lines were super long. Either way, Dueling Dragons, then we're basically done up front except for the Exorcist over around the corner. Again, we're doing that one later. I don't know if you guys can see the fog that is like blowing like crazy right now because it's so windy. Again, so it says it feels like like 68, 69 right now, but I feel like it's even colder just because of how windy it is. But you can just see like the fog just like taking off right now. It's not staying in place anymore. Now, before we talk about Dueling Dragons, we're coming over here to 57 Scare Eats and Treats to pick up the pepperoni pizza skull. This is actually a treat from last year, and you can actually still get them over here. You can see them in their hot tray right there. They look a little a little sad. Also, really quick, Stranger Things has gone down to 40 minutes right now. It's about 10:20. Wow. All right, we are hanging out here at the Minions Cafe. Not our typical spot today. We came over here to grab a seat, and we do have our pizza skull. Either way, I want to talk a little bit about Dueling Dragons. So this was our last run. It felt a little empty. I think they were in the middle of a cast change. I saw one of the scare actors talking to somebody at the end. One of them was like crouching. I think they were like either tying their shoe or doing something. I saw somebody kind of like run and try and get into their spot really quick. A few empty boo holes, but it was super active today. The most active. Like I told Nicole as we got out, I was like, I felt like we were in like a play or a movie because it just felt like there was constantly stuff going on. I feel like I was just like looking around. I don't know. It just felt like they amped it up a little bit in there as far as just like doing stuff, I guess. So it was really cool to see that if the boo holes were all filled today, that might have been like one of the better houses tonight just because it was so active, so crazy. And it's such a grand house in there, like lots and lots of room to move. I feel like you could walk like 4 or 5 wide if you really wanted to because it's very, very large. But either way, kind of stinks there was a lot of missing boo holes, but overall, it was still a good house. Cool to see that it was really active. And unfortunately, I just feel like we didn't have like that really crazy run in there at all this year. It's still a visually very appealing house nonetheless. Take a look at the line right now for Surfer Boy. We have like, what, 2 groups here? This is normally like wrapped out this way. Over here, kind of same thing. Honestly crazy that like it's not as like busy as I thought it was, and the crowds looked to be kind of busy, but I guess I was kind of wrong. Look at this. Even like the ration bar area over here, completely empty pretty much. No one's ordering. I guess there's some people inside, people just like walking through. Wow. So in here it's definitely feeling empty. I feel like I don't even recognize this. What the heck? Was there stuff here before? Is there like
That's how I
boxes?
feel sometimes. I'm like, where did this come from?
This is the Starbucks. Also, I did an updates video. You guys should check that one out over here. We do have, again, Christmas things to do here soon, but this looks like super empty. I feel like there was things here before. I think there had to have been stuff there before. Nicole was just pointing out she thinks there was a wall, and that I think that is right because I think like during Stay and Scream I remember seeing that because there was work going on, so that was probably what it was. It's just a wall there. Either way, I guess it's not as busy, like I said. Kind of feels like the night to come, except it's getting cold, guys. I know we sound crazy to say like 68 and whatever is cold as like it's snowing back up north, but I'm telling you right now, it's chilly. All right, we are coming up to Chucky right now. 35 minutes. Let's go. Well, we just finished up with Chucky. Definitely still the longest line out of any of them. Oh, they are cruising through tonight. They are on one. We're going to go check the Death Eaters, see if they are out. We haven't done that yet. But also, I want to point out, Chucky is just not, you know, it's not there. You know, it's out of all the houses, it might be last. I got to review them, but I just feel like Chucky is just, they missed it a little bit this year, unfortunately. It's still not a horrible house, but when you see all the competition this year, it's kind of crazy. Also, they're super aggressive tonight inside of this scare zone. What? Where was this all year?
I don't know.
Right? I feel like finally they decide to come out. They're like,
Yes, hurrah.
it is. I feel like all of a sudden now they're super aggressive in here. I feel like all season we've walked through here and they've been kind of just like, I don't know. Now they're running around, getting right in your face, jumping at you. Where was this? Where was this? All right, we're gonna go see if we can find the Death Eaters right now. Now the thing is, we did come in here a few times, but we have yet to see them. We came in pretty late. I feel like it's still early enough that hopefully they're in here, but we're about to find out. Oh, I see a green glow. So maybe? All right, I see green. Let me see, oh, and we have the fire. Oh, I think I see him right here. Oh, they are coming out right now. They are on the move. Here they go. Unless they're leaving, I don't know what they're doing, but they are so aggressive as they move about here. They are finally, oh, everyone's following, so I don't know if they're taking off or what, but everyone came from up top up here. Well, I guess at least we got to see them, kind of, but I feel like they're all off that direction now. Is there? Oh, yeah. I guess they're just roaming around. It's kind of cool, though. Like, you know, it's such a big area, so when you look at like a scare zone, it's so contained, where I feel like Diagon Alley, I think they just kind of have free roam of the entire place back here. Oh, here we go. So it looks like they're just like all over the place. They're staged up here. Like I said, I saw some around the corner. This is crazy. So they're just like out and about. This is cool. Oh, he's going down. Oh my gosh. I love it. So interactive here. Very cool. Wow, I wish we would have came back here earlier. Now, because it is a little chilly here, I'm going to come over here and get a hot butter beer because I am definitely looking for something a little warm right now. And I don't think they offer anything warm here at HHN. I feel like they could do a like a fun hot chocolate or something. That would be cool, right? Here we go. Hot butter beer. Fresh, hot, ready to go, nice and bubbly. I thought they always gave you a top to these. Maybe they don't. But either way, let's continue on now that we got a nice warm drink. Also, can we just point out how this is the shortest you'll probably ever see this ice cream shop? There's like nobody in line. That's crazy. All right, anyway, continuing on. Are you guys ready to see something crazy? It is 11:20. That's a 10-minute wait. I don't know if you guys can see it actually. So, bit's ruined, but 10-minute wait for Darkest Steel. The longest line in the entire park right now is 50 minutes for not Stranger Things, The Last of Us. And then I think I saw Oddfellow at 15 or 20 right around the corner. I guess if you guys want to come to a low attended night, come in November, if they offer it, obviously. All right, we are going to go ahead and do Darkest Steel. It is 11:20. The final showing is 12:30 for Nightmare Fuel, which means that we need to get a few more houses done, get in line for Nightmare Fuel because we don't want to miss our opportunity, and we also want a decent seat, and then we'll finish up whatever we haven't done. All right, let's settle the debate, as I know I'm a little dark here. Hot butter beer, cold butter beer, frozen butter beer. What's your choice for drinking? I know some people like the ice cream and stuff, but if you are getting a drink, which one do you find is the best? Obviously tonight when it's, cold, warm seems amazing, but, flavor, they all, have that same flavor, but there is still a little different. Settle it in the comments. What's the best flavor butter beer? Frozen, cold, or hot? As we are coming up to the Darkest Steel, again, 10-minute posted. It is only on this little ramp area over here. This is completely empty. This is normally full like crazy. This is a Friday night again, don't forget. Like, I understand it's November, but it's also Friday, which is typically a pretty busy day. I imagine tomorrow probably will actually be a little bit more busy because it'll be the actual last night. But I mean, this is insane. All right, this is our last time walking in to Bub's Lounge for the Darkest Steel this year. And here we go. All right, we just finished up with Darkest Steel. 40 minutes now for The Last of Us, which is crazy. Not a great run, right?
No, not our best one.
That was probably our weakest run in Darkest Steel because that's been such a good house this year. A lot of missing boo holes. The scares didn't hit us. I feel like just like timing wasn't really there and we just didn't get it, and that's gonna happen. So that's just how it is with the houses, which is why we always say you gotta go through multiple times. The fact that it is now it's 25-minute wait, but the fact that it is a lower wait means you could just kind of cycle back through in a little bit and hopefully get a better run. But either way, we are trying to knock out all 10, get into Nightmare Fuel here in just a minute. But either way, kind of stinks that's how we ended Darkest Steel this year, because that has been a very good house, but we've had the good ones, so we understand how good it can be. All right, so coming over here to Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins, 20-minute wait. Let's go ahead and get in line here. Everyone's kind of crowded over here. I feel like this has been happening recently as we're going in. A lot of congregation here, which I don't know if people have like return times or something or what's going on, but we gotta find our way in. I feel like I should have done who has the longest walking queue, because this might be the longest. I don't know, it's either between this or The Last of Us, but I feel like we just walked for like 7 minutes. Such a long queue to walk through, but we finally have kind of stopped up here. All right, I'll finish up with Oddfellow. Weirdly enough, that felt like a completely different house in a very good way. There was some new characters it almost looked like. They were doing different things. Overall, that felt completely different and I loved it. That was crazy to experience that way. So overall, Oddfellows turned out really, really good. Happy about that one. And yeah, I guess at this point now we're gonna go ahead, hit the bathroom really quick because we're gonna have to wait a little while. It's about midnight right now. So we're gonna go wait in line for Nightmare Fuel because that tends to fill up. So we just wanna make sure that we can get in because that is the last thing that we haven't done this year. So that'll be it. And that means that we've done everything for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. I guess really quick, I'll just check in with you guys to let you know We are getting in line and it looks busy, and this is why they tell you to get here early to make sure that you can get in, because they will cut it off. They only have so many seats available, and we are going to the very last one, which is always a risk here. I feel like we probably should have tried for 11, but we were just doing houses and such. So either way, 12:30 will be our showtime tonight, and we are making it in. I don't know how our seats are gonna look. Not actually too bad of seats right now. It is filling out at the moment, but it is our first showing of Nightmare Fuel. I'm very excited. First and last this year, to be honest. But you know what? At least we're able to see it. All right, we just got out of Nightmare Fuel, and I will give you my thoughts in just a second, but look at this. 5 minutes for the Darkest Deal. It will probably go up maybe by 5 or 10 minutes because everyone's just coming from Nightmare Fuel now. It is still 40 minutes for The Last of Us. We're gonna do The Last of Us, Monsters, and then The Exorcist, and then close out the night. So we have 1 hour to do that. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with it, but let's talk Nightmare Fuel. Really quick, right as I finished that bit, it dropped down to 30 minutes, by the way. So 1 a.m., 30 minutes on a Friday. I know it's like late, so it tends to actually get lower and lower, but like 30 minutes with an hour left is still very, very low. All right, time to chat Nightmare Fuel. So this year's was definitely better than last year's. I also want to point out behind me, there's basically no line for Darkest Deal, which I just showed you was a 5-minute long wait. I know I'm gonna get dark here, so let me just check, because I haven't talked about Nightmare Fuel all season, so if you guys are interested in my opinion, this is where I'm gonna rant about it. Better than last year. It's still just like, to me it's hard because I look at Nightmare Fuel and I think like if I were to bring my family to HHN, I don't think I would do it. I just think like, this year felt very like R, versus like last year I feel like it was like PG-13 to R. I mean, you know, the outfits a little bit, but this year was very sexual. Felt like literally like, I don't know, things I don't want to like say on camera because I don't want YouTube to get mad at me. But it felt very like R-rated this. Would you agree with that? Like, do you feel like it was like much more R-rated this year?
I do, but I think like adding the guys with the girls made it more sexual than last year of just like the girls stripping. Maybe
that's what it is. Maybe there was a lot more like
tension.
Yeah, like a lot of guy on girl action this year, which maybe was the whole reason with it. But it's like I look at that and I'm like, I don't know if I would really like bring my family to something like that. And I feel like people that go in love it, and I think it's actually a great show, like overall, like what it is, but like it feels very sexual. So it's like I wouldn't want to bring like young kids to it, or like maybe like older parents that maybe aren't into it or something like that. Yeah, I don't think that they would feel comfortable with it. So it's like I think they needed another show this year, like that Lagoon show. Sorry, we needed to get checked in there. Also, wow, Last of Us doesn't have anybody in these switchbacks. This is crazy. But I do think they needed that Lagoon show, like I was just saying, because I think they're missing that more family-friendly show. And I get it. HHN is like, you know, it's an adult event. It's meant to be a little bit more. Geez, I am super dark here. But it's meant to be more adult-like, and I just feel like that show is a very niche audience, and people go crazy for it, and rightfully so. They do a great job. It's fun. The music's fun. They're very talented. I just think they needed something else this year. And I don't think the Megan Horde did that. I think because like you couldn't prepare for it really, and it was so short. I think that Lagoon show is such a good thing last year because it basically allowed anybody to watch it. I feel like a little kid to like an old grandma or grandpa, like, you know, maybe they just want to sit down and watch the show. That would be it. You're not gonna take, you know, old grandma and grandpa to Nightmare Fuel. And maybe you would. I mean, maybe you would. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, that's like after watching that, now I'm realizing how much we needed another show this year and not just Megan. Either way, gonna do Last of Us. That's my rant and rave on it. Very good show. Very R-rated this year. Very R-rated. And yeah, so there you go. Now on to The Last of Us.
I don't know you. I don't like you. Don't touch me.
All finished up with The Last of Us. Gonna be going into Monsters here. You can also see there's like dang near no line over there as well. I could get you a view. So that should be a nice short wait as well. That house was really good.
Best run yet?
I was gonna say that was probably our best run this season, which is great because that house kind of didn't hit a lot for us more recently. But the other thing, also, yeah, let me point this out. This is the Monsters queue. Nobody is there. No one is even in Express. This is basically empty. Anyway, they were hitting, there was a lot of clickers, and I wonder if they finally realized they needed to add more. There was a ton of them. They were a lot more aggressive tonight. It was just a good run, and I I'm very happy to see that we had a good run on The Last of Us because, I mean, that was one of the big selling points this year was, you know, The Last of Us. So very happy to see that. Either way, we need to walk all the way out and then we need to turn around and then head over to Monsters. So it's going to be just a few minutes, but as you can see, we should be able to walk right in. Nobody is really walking in right now. All right, we have Monsters posted at 15. I don't really know if that's super accurate though. It's crazy because we literally just walked all the way up just to walk all the way back. But yeah, here we go. So, I mean, we're walking the exact path that we just did. And this is kind of how you do it because the way it lines up where like Last of Us lets out by Monsters, then you just turn around and get into Monsters. And I was gonna like potentially just ask if we could just like go under the ropes because nobody was there, but yeah, I don't know. You don't want to be that person, you know? Either way, now we're just gonna make another giant trek back that way and then we'll see you guys on the other side of Monsters. All right, maybe you won't see me on the other side of Monsters yet because I just need to point out like this is literally a walk-on and it said 15 minutes. I mean, there's no line here. You're just walking right into the house. It's gonna be an interesting run. All right, we are all done with Monsters. Now we need to make this giant trek back that we just made really quick. What were your thoughts?
It was a good one today.
Good
I
run.
like Monsters though, I do, so I'm like biased, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good run, not our best run, but it was still a nice run to end on. We got most of the scares. There was, I think, only one actor that wasn't there, and it's the one that was by the horse. It was a...
He was back there though.
Oh, he was? He just didn't pop out?
Him, yeah.
So it looks like all the food booths seem to be closed right now. We still have about 30 to 40-ish minutes or so of the park being open, so I'm surprised that they're that close. I'm seeing a lot of like people kind of clean up, but maybe just because it's so quiet right now, I just had to kind of close it down. Also, my timing was off earlier. I said 30 to 40, and there was 20 minutes left of the park being open, for what it's worth. But either way, 10th house right here, 5-minute long wait for The Exorcist, by the way. Obviously, there's now about 15 minutes or so left of the park being open, but 5 minutes, we're still gonna do Express though, either way. Actually, I don't think there even is Express right now because it all funnels into this line. So Express might be done because there's just nobody in line. This is weird. Have we stayed till 2 a.m. yet? I feel like we have.
On opening night we did, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it was still pretty busy throughout the whole night.
Lauren too.
Did you? Was it still busy?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I remember we did Chucky at like 1:50 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, all right, what are the odds that Nicole feels sick after this house?
Pretty high.
Let us know. Comments below. Do you think she feels sick after this one or not? I feel like the last 2 or 3 times we have done it, she has not felt good. I feel like after the first time, she hasn't felt very good going through this house. So, we need guesses below before we do this one. Does Nicole feel sick when we get done with Exorcist? As of now, Nicole says she's feeling fine. So, we'll see. You plug your nose probably what, like...
Maybe like the second half all the way out. I get to a point where it's just like overwhelmingly dead flowers and I'm like done.
It was funny. She's like walking through the house with like her finger on her nose and she's getting scared, like jumping around holding her nose. I'm like, this is just so funny. It is kind of cool when you go through the houses late and there's not a lot of people like in the houses and they know they can kind of just do whatever because the scare actors will interact with you so much more. A lot of times when it's busy, you know, it's the prime time of the night, it's like they'll jump out and then they'll go back in because they need to reset. When they know that it's like really slow like this, I feel like they'll jump out at you and then they just like, they torment you. And it's just much more intense. It's cool to see. It's fun to see that they're having a good time. Either way, good run in Exorcist 2. I feel like there was a lot happening tonight. A lot of scare actors still, considering it's basically closed now in like 5-10 minutes. So really like to see that we ended with a bang there. Wow, look at this. We have 70% off on some of the merch right now for the Surfer Boy pizza hat. Do we see any other crazy sales right now? $4 for this koozie. What was it originally?
I don't know. But it's like the ones you wear.
Yeah, like the little sling. That's crazy. Some deep discounts today. Stuff is coming up the shelf. Oh my gosh, 70% there too. Oh my goodness. Is this select? Is this 70% off the shirt, you think? No, it might have been what's in here, but whatever it was. Yeah, it's gone. That is crazy. They try and get rid of some stuff. This is it. This is our last time leaving Universal for 2023 Halloween Horror Nights. It is all over now. Have a good night. This is it. We are done. It's like weird. It's a little bittersweet, you know, and I guess there's no sweetness about it. It's just bitter. I'm just sad. It's crazy. It was such a good year. And we are leaving. Wow.
I got big shoes to fill.
It does, yeah, it really does. All right, let's decompress. All right, I feel like this is gonna be like the last time. I mean, it is for this year that we come out here right by the ball, do a little outro, talk about what we had tonight. Great runs in the houses. Tried a little bit of food, about 5 hours. So we got here at 9 o'clock. We got in the first house, I think at what, 9:15?
Yeah, right away. We walked in.
I was gonna say, we were in and we were right into a house. So between 9 to 2, we did 10 houses, watched the show, checked out the Death Eaters, ate some food. We didn't stop today though, really. Like outside the minute that we sat down to eat that pizza skull, it was like run. But we did everything in 5 hours with Express. And Express weirdly felt kind of slow tonight. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This was the slowest night that I have had like Express all year. And that's crazy because it was the slowest night overall. But then like Express was also slow. So something to keep in mind. I think you easily could have done tonight, probably even without Stay and Scream or Express, to be completely honest with you. I still probably would do Stay and Scream just to be safe. But end of the season, if November dates pop up in the future, even though it's a Friday, still super doable. We'll have another video again on rankings of the houses. And then we also have another video on like things I would have done differently this year. So do stay tuned for those. But it was a fun night tonight. Like I said, good night to Halloween Horror Nights 2023, at least in the parks. Again, a few more videos here, but yeah, it's crazy. Just a banging year. Really happy that this year turned out so well. The houses were just so good. Again, we'll have full rundown in the future, but good night to HHN32. Thanks for hanging out with us during all of these vlogs inside of the parks here. It's been a blast. We have a lot more coming up now till the end of the year for Christmas. Very shortly, we'll be announcing our very first vacation trip for next year in March. That is going to be our first like real vacation outside of Florida, which is really exciting. So do keep tuned for that. I think we'll make an announcement here in the next week or so. But either way, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Take care.